Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. At the G7 summit in Evian, Lebanon, France, world leaders have released a statement reaffirming their collective refusal to allow Iran to obtain nuclear weapons. As reported by NHK, the leaders also expressed support for the right of free passage through the Strait of Hormuz, emphasizing its importance as a bedrock of international trade, while calling for a multinational effort to maintain maritime traffic. Regarding the broader geopolitical landscape, the G7 expressed unwavering support for Ukraine, pledging to bolster its defense with interceptors and long-range capabilities while maintaining pressure on Russia. The summit also saw discussions on East Asian security, with the G7 opposing any unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force. Additionally, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi proposed initiatives to strengthen energy and economic security, including the establishment of a critical mineral stockpiling system. These outcome documents, currently being finalized, aim to launch a cooperative framework to address economic coercion and ensure stable energy supply chains. According to CNBC, top executives from the world's leading artificial intelligence companies, including OpenAI's Sam Altman, Anthropic's Dario Amodei, and Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis, are attending the G7 summit in France. The tech leaders will join U.S. President Donald Trump and other world leaders for a lunch meeting to discuss frontier AI risks, infrastructure, and national sovereignty. The high-profile gathering highlights the expanding geopolitical influence of major tech firms. The summit occurs amid heightened regulatory scrutiny, notably as Anthropic remains in negotiations with the U.S. government over export controls imposed on its latest models due to national security concerns. Observers note that the willingness of the U.S. to restrict access to its tech stack has pushed other G7 nations to consider sovereign AI investments. AI firms hope to leverage this summit to establish a voluntary consensus on global safety standards, covering cyber and biological risks before binding international regulations are enacted. According to Al Jazeera, Iran has accused Israel of repeatedly violating the Lebanon Truce linked to Tehran's preliminary agreement with the United States. Following Israeli drone strikes that killed 4 people in southern Lebanon, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi warned that continued attacks and the ongoing occupation of Lebanese territory could trigger a harsh response and risk collapsing the proposed deal. Under the potential agreement, Iran demands sanctions relief, the release of frozen assets, and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from Lebanon. In the U.S., President Donald Trump publicly criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, urging him to show more responsibility in Lebanon. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance stated the deal's terms are simple. Iran must not acquire nuclear weapons and must keep the Strait of Hormuz open to receive real benefits. Despite the diplomatic progress, Al Jazeera reports that an Israeli public broadcaster poll shows 55% of Israelis oppose the deal, while ongoing fighting in Lebanon threatens to completely derail the diplomatic breakthrough. According to a report by Feng Wan, OpenAI is preparing to release a new AI model called GPT Bidi-1, which is poised to be the largest upgrade to ChatGPT's voice mode. While OpenAI's text models have evolved rapidly to GPT 5.5, its voice capabilities have remained on an older audio tech stack, resulting in conversational abilities that lag behind text. The upcoming GPT Bidi-1 aims to bridge this gap. The model features a bidirectional GPT bidirectional, so bidirectional, bidirectional. For AI Sulquators Nacoforing burst, but I did no worm. According to a report by Japan Today, a bilateral defense equipment and technology transfer agreement between Japan and Canada has officially entered into force. Announced by Japan's Foreign Ministry on Wednesday, the pact took effect on Tuesday after being signed in January. This agreement establishes a framework for the import and export of military gear and defense technology between the two nations. Under the terms of the treaty, both Japan and Canada are strictly required to safeguard classified information shared by the other party. Additionally, the agreement prohibits either side from transferring any received military equipment or technology to a third country without obtaining prior consent. The agreement is expected to facilitate deeper defense cooperation, particularly as Canada has expressed interest in purchasing the next-generation fighter aircraft currently being jointly developed by Japan, Great Britain, and Italy. Although Japan lifted its ban on exporting this advanced fighter jet to third countries in 2024, such exports are strictly restricted to nations that have signed a formal defense equipment and technology transfer agreement with Tokyo, making Canada now eligible for potential future acquisitions. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.